Welcome back to the Adventure Lounge. My name's Jagger.
I'm Zack.
And we have a big episode, really a big week planned. It's the biggest week in nerdom. We got E3, Denver Comic-Con, and then next month we slide into the International Comic-Con in San Diego, and we're going to try to bring it all to you. Today we're going to centralize on video games, and we're going to start out with Super Smash Bros. Unlimited. And honestly, the moment they announced the Switch, all I could think about was one, Zelda, 2, Mario Kart, and when the hell they're going to come out with the next Smash. I know, Zach, you're excited about it as well.
Yeah.
Any thoughts from you? What are you looking for?
I just think it's awesome that we have all the characters.
Yeah. Obviously, that's the biggest feature. I mean, we get things like Roy back,
Yeah.
Like, I'm always interested in how they change the gameplay mechanics because every game kind of feels like its own.
Yeah, and you're going to be able to use your GameCube controller for this also.
Oh, I know. I don't know why you'd need to because now we got the Pro for the Switch.
Yeah.
But and now we got probably one of the biggest announcements at E3 from Bethesda, Fallout 76. Shout out to the Pit Boy.
I'm super excited for Fallout 76. Kind of hesitant because we don't really know too much about the online play yet, but I'm also excited.
I know for me, because I'm kind of moved on from online. It's not that I don't enjoy it and I don't respect it. I just hope they don't. They put just as much effort into the story.
Yeah.
And the RPG side of it.
Yeah, I hope so.
Because I mean, you're the guy who got me hooked into it.
Yeah.
I'm 100%. So like, don't take it away from me now. I just got it. And we can expect that game here pretty soon. Honestly, November this year. I can't wait for it. Next, we have The Last of Us 2 by Naughty Dog. Still don't have a release date. The first one was met with great reviews. It's a very story-driven game. It's one that if you want something slower paced where you don't have to worry about skill like getting through a shrine in Zelda, then I definitely recommend it. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
And probably the one I'm just as hyped for as Smash Brothers is SpiderMan
Same.
by Insomnia, and we're getting that in September.
Yeah, I've already pre-ordered it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's already ready for it. To me, needs to be everything that Rocksteady gave us with the Arkham games.
Yeah. So that's what I'm hoping. I mean, I want the combat to be awesome. I want the open world to be awesome. I want it just to be a great game.
And you know what? Honestly, as a Marvel guy, Marvel really needs this win. Because if you really think and unless you're a huge nerd, you don't really understand this, I guess. But like, besides toys and movies tickets, Marvel does not hold a candle to DC. I mean, what game do we have that compares to the Arkham games? Closest.
I guess some of the original Spider-Man 2 from the PlayStation.
From the PlayStation. I mean, we had to go way the fuck back. Let's think about. You know how much I talk about Ultimate Alliance 1. That you immediately fucked up with 2. But we're again looking for that game September 7th. Make sure to get all your news here for it because me and Zach are getting it the day it comes out.
Definitely.
Next. Can't believe is it true we get a real release date January 29th for Kingdom Hearts 3?
Yeah, and most likely that's not going to be their official release date.
You think it's going to be pushed back?
January 29th is usually a placeholder for video games, so it could be earlier, it could be later.
Yeah.
But regardless, we're going to get it first quarter 2019 hopefully, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I mean honestly, I'm surprised people are still ready for it. I mean, I guess the longer you wait, the sweeter it is. But for me, this is a game I've never understood. Like, people are like, oh, Kingdom Hearts. I'm like, really? Like, this game? And apparently, I'm just not a great gamer. But,
I've understood.
I guess we'll wait and see. But quarter number 1, we'll look for it in January, early February. Next, we have Death Stranding by Kojima, and it's their first game.
Yeah. Anybody who's a big gamer knows who Hideo Kojima is already. And this game has been hyped for I think 1 or 2 years now. I can't remember when it was announced, but it's been announced for a while. And we've slowly seen visuals of it. We haven't really seen any gameplay until recently.
Do you think it's going to be Metal Gear with the different skin or something?
Oh, definitely not. Like, you can definitely tell just by looking at what's out already that it's not going to be anything like Metal Gear.
Yeah. After that, Ubisoft hits us with a new Tom Clancy game with The Division 2.
Division 2?
March 16th.
Hopefully it fixes the problems with the first Division. Any of the Division fans out there know that it definitely didn't start out great, but it became something that was good. and hopefully they start out as good as the ending of Division was, and then build it further.
Yep. Next, again with Ubisoft, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Personally, I'm excited for this because I've always been a fan of Assassin's Creed. And two, I love Greek mythology. I know me, I'm excited for this, and I know he probably would agree with me. We haven't even really talked about it. Is the combat? I would like to see. I want 300 with mixed with Assassin's Creed at my fingertips.
I'm a little hesitant. I want it to be good because, like you, I love the Greek mythology. But that 2-year gap in between Syndicate and Origins was really good for the series. And now it's only been a year since Origins came out, so they didn't have as much time, I guess. I don't know how long they've been working on this game, but I think they should stick with every 2 years like they did between the last two games, just to give it a little more polish, just to change some things up, just to make sure it's the perfect game for what they want to do.
And to me, I'd be happy again with good, clean, fun combat and a compelling story that really drives it. Because to me, what drives, when you think of the Odyssey, I mean, literally, the Odyssey is one of the greatest stories ever. You know, I would like to see a really good story driven, kind of like how you described God of War. You know, in that sense, that I don't need a whole lot of different ways to jump off a building. You know? Like don't put all your eggs in that basket. Next, again, one I'm. If there's any time to come back into the gaming world, it's a great time for me. Cyberpunk 2077. This hits everything I love.
Looks great. Witcher fans are probably super excited about it. I'm super excited about it because I love RPGs. I don't know if Cyberpunk 2077 is going to be as big as The Witcher 3 was, but I hope so. And then I also love the sci-fi element to it. It just looks great. It looks like it's definitely Blade Runner and Ghost in the Shell inspired, and I love both those things.
Yeah, I'm really, for what really compels me is a good story that I can manipulate several different ways, and that's kind of hard, you know. I mean, Bethesda kind of sets the tone in that there are several different ways to skin the cat.
Yeah.
You know, but you still have a good, compelling story, and several stories like that.
And there's a lot of people out there that say Witcher 3 is better than Skyrim. So if that studio could hold a light to Bethesda, then that means we have a good chance this is going to be a good game.
And what I say is a good move is they've kind of carved their own niche, you know, instead of doing, you know, like another Skyrim or another Fallout, this is going to be its own thing. You know? And I can't wait for that, and we can look for that in June of 2019. Next, Bandai Namco basically gives a giant middle finger to Infinity War, and it comes out with Jump Force. You know, I'm excited for it. I guess I'm cautiously optimistic.
I mean, anybody who's a gamer and an anime fan will tell you that most anime games aren't great. Yep. It's always usually a fighting game. It's always a little clunky, but no matter how bad this game is, I'm also going to be super excited for it because it has so many characters I'm going to love in it. And I think this is the first time you ever get to see Light from Death Note in a game. That's going to be awesome.
And to me, the thing is, with fighting games, what they need is one. I mean, a lot of them, they don't even need to make their bread and butter on a good story as long as you have a good arcade mode. That would be great if there was one. But again, I just want versatility in characters. As where, you know, and versatility and strategy. You know, if you have a different set of characters with their own skill set, you know, it really makes I'm my type of player and you're your type of player. And I think that's why Super Smash Brothers, you know, I talk about why people are so big into Kingdom Hearts, and I'm like, well, Super Smash Brothers, you know, you know, like I'm just nerdy about it. I can't really judge it, but what makes it so great is that, you know, just because I use Ike or you use Ike, we may use them completely different, you know.
Yeah, they need to definitely bring the same thing to Jump Force.
Jump Force, yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely keep to those arcade elements. I don't really need much story. You know? I don't need it. It's cool for some, but next we're getting into some of what we feel like are the games we're least excited about. We got Ghost of Tsushima by Sucker Punch.
I'm actually super excited for it, except for we don't really know much about it right now.
Yeah,
we saw some
gameplay. To be excited for.
Yeah, we saw some gameplay. We saw some footage of the story. But I don't really know much from Sucker Punch. I haven't really played much games from them. But I love the art style, and I love the gameplay look, and I love the era that it's based in. So I'm probably gonna play it.
I know, and of course Capcom announced Devil May Cry that we can see in March 2019.
Yeah.
It's one I may actually check out on there just because I'm a fan of Devil May Cry in every facet except actually taking the time to play it. And one is, it's like they're notoriously difficult games. I get like Devil May Cry 2 is one that some gamers have still never beaten because of how difficult it was. Ironically, my dad's a better gamer than I am. He's beaten it. I know our friend Nanogenics, he's excited about it. He squealed all over the internet for like 3 days. One I know I'm definitely playing. He's not as big a fan as I am, but Gears of War 5, I'm ready for. And to me, I know some, I guess when Gears of War came out for our generation when we were younger, really online was the bee's knees. It's kind of reverse of how we are now, is that we wanted like stellar online combat, and that Gears of War wasn't quite that game. It was almost, to me, ahead of its time.
Yeah, but I might play this one. The cutscenes looked really nice. The visuals looked really, really well.
And it's a fun co-op game.
Yeah.
It's a fun co-op shooter. Like that one, I definitely was like, hey, let's get a squad together and run through this game if you have it. Definitely excited for that. Beyond Good and Evil 2, again, Ubisoft crapping out games.
Yeah, Beyond Good and Evil 2 is one that we've been waiting for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, what we saw didn't disappoint. It looked amazing. It's a prequel. It's called Good and Evil 2, but it's going to be a prequel, which kind of, I'm not really keen on, I guess. I want to see the story progress. But it looked amazing. They seem to be really taking care of it, so I'm ready for it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I know, I guess closing on this, and we'll get into our honorable mentions, is I wanted to see a little bit more with Pokemon, because they sprinkled, Pokemon Quest for me, and I guess it's a great mobile game, but I'm really disappointed as a hardcore game fan. To me, I'm not just a hardcore Pokemon fan. To me, I'm a hardcore gamer fan, and they're really all the things that made Pokemon cool. They're kind of dismantling it to me to give off to other people, and to me, I'm fine with simplifying the game. Like I'm okay with that, but to me, at least keep some of the things that made it fun and competitive.
Yeah.
Like things that Pokemon Go had. They tried to recreate where every Pokemon was unique, but I mean, really, what the RPGs had, like with breeding, like just because I had a Bulbasaur, I could raise mine completely differently than you can.
They have different moves. It could be different. Everything, yeah.
And they're getting away from that, and I guess I just don't want it so rigidly. Any closing statements for you? Do you think that Xbox, like Microsoft, clapped back at this whole, PlayStation's finally killed Xbox?
They tried. They don't really have enough exclusives still. They need to work on that. But the announcement that they just bought 5 new developers is great. So hopefully we're gonna get more exclusives. And I would also like to say these honorable mentions aren't necessarily honorable mentions as in they're games we don't want to play, or they're games that we're not going to play, but they're either games that are still too far out to talk about right now, or they're games that we know so much about, and they're sequels that we don't really need to talk about them.
Yeah. And some of those games are Anthem by BioWare 2019. I know you mentioned pretty much everyone knows everything there is to know about this game besides actually playing it at this point. Dying Light 2 by Techland. And Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. So I know that Bethesda, I guess just to keep fans happy, they announced Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah. All we got was logo.
Yeah, I mean, a graphic designer did a really good job.
Yeah.
A pound on the back. And again, it's not me shitting on it. I'm really excited by Starfield. I love space themed, and I guess you can call Fallout a futuristic. That's more.
Yeah.
It's literally wasteland.
Yeah.
Post-apocalyptic, but like a true space RPG that could really compete and do better than what Mass Effect did. I'm 100% in.
Yeah.
If anything, I wish they wouldn't have told me about it. So now I'm going to be checking my calendar every month.
I'm actually super excited about Sekiro. I think that should be not an honorable mention, just because I love From Software, I love their games, and this one looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I know you haven't really played any of their games, but I think once you do, you'll get into it.
Yeah. I know me. I'm a true nerd through and through. Besides gaming, I'm not a good gaming nerd, but this asshole is whipping me into shape, I guess. But other announcements this week, we're going to have another video. Hopefully, we're going to get you coverage inside Mile High Comics, the iconic, largest selling comic book store in America. Very beautiful establishment. Hopefully, we're going to get some footage from Chuck. And then we have Denver Comic Con, and we're going to be there. Look for us Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And every night, make sure to like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're going to be blasting it all. It's a huge week. Again, come back and see the Adventure Line. My name's Jagger.
I'm Zach.
All right, we'll see you next time.